allows the controller to move them for security and administrative reasons. In this circumstance, the Controller General Court, I got the information about this chairs.
Okay, let's move to another question. So when you came, those chairs that were donated, were they moved out of the facility immediately, or those chairs were still there?
They were moved immediately. In fact, I told you I took two actions, two equally important actions. Firstly, I went with a copy of my PR and some deputy controllers. I ordered that those chairs be removed from the visiting hall because it was becoming an embarrassment to the service.
Were they donated to the orphans, or you have kept them somewhere to be used on a separate day?
No, I didn't donate them to. I didn't donate them to the orphans. I asked them to remove. I gave the instruction and they complied. To the best of my knowledge, these chairs were moved out of the facility. They were moved out of the and the deputy controller can confirm.
Where are the chairs? Where are the chairs now? Where are the chairs?
I think it's a chair. I gave as a command controller.
Yes.
I gave direction. And
when you gave instruction for those chairs to be moved, to who?
They moved out those chairs because when I entered, they moved the chairs out of the facility.
To where?
Well, those chairs were an embarrassment to us.
Yeah, to where? Did you ask them to just throw them on that?
I asked them to move those chairs. I didn't confiscate them.
So you have not found out if they are still in your facility?
I asked them to take these chairs out of the facility.
So will you be surprised if I show you pictures now that those chairs are still in your facilities?
I'll be surprised.
You'll be surprised. So check, we will leave that chairman here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues. My name remains Honorable Mohbad'sfather. I represent Nigeria through the good people of Isukwato and Umulochi. Constituency, I'm from Abia State. Controller, I just have one question. Assistant Controller,
Yes.
you said that Bobrisky is a homophrodite. You said it.
No,
That transgender of another person.
Mr. Chair, as Bobrisky is a transgender, the next thing, we had another image we admitted that the second image is the hermaphrodite, and I have his one hand.
Okay, thank you.
We'll bring the break now and the rest.
Mr. Chairman, Co-Chairman, Honorable Colleagues, I remain okay David Agada, member representing Woyoruba constituency. I'm from Benue State. Assistant Controller General, first I really want to appreciate the light you throw to the whole scenario, but I want to also put something straight here. We have a constitution that backed us as a nation. The 1999 Constitution as amended. Some of these, your findings, whether transgender or whatever other case, is not recognized by the Constitution. These are your special discovery in the area of a field that you are managing professionally. I want this to be laid to rest before it will be, attached to all of us seated here today. That is, by the way, we've come on oversight to those correctional facilities. And personally, I can attest to it. Even while we are speaking here, some will be thinking maybe the medium, prison, and the maximum is something that have this time. It's just a stone throw. We worked there. We worked from the medium down to the maximum, to the women. From female, we went to the maximum. It's just something whatever. It's not something very far away. And we saw some of these cells by ourselves. The only thing I was keen about, I was listening carefully for me to hear, is if this Mr. Oguneye was actually taken off the facilities totally. But you have led it. So I needed to say this so some of our police will understand that we were there. And I saw it for myself. I have something different, I will say. We saw some high-profile people, high-profile convicted emails there. We requested for them. We saw them. These were some of the emails they told us that they are in custody. But we saw them. I won't mention their name for obvious reason. And then some of these things that are being said are also of high security intel. It's because we are following the directive of Mr. Chairman. Some of these things will have been better in an executive session so that we can hit them one after the other. But be at its way. There are some other issues really to be looked into. You see, we have one of the officers that came on board. The question was thrown to him: are you suspended or you are not suspended? The question was not well answered. These are some things that you yourself and someone who is heading that region should clarify as well. So we want to know, was there disciplinary measures put in place as a result of this trending issue we are investigating now? Is something that can come from a preview before even the Controller General will now make an assessment to it. So we need you to clarify that, what you are doing regarding this video. The other aspect I will hold on the EFCC people comes on board. But so far so good, you have clarified some of the issues. But on that aspect, we need you to clear it as one of the high-ranking officers stated today. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Honorable Dr. Emily, and I represent the people of Akamba and Biase, Cross River State. Let me just collaborate with what my colleague has said, because I was also in the entourage that visited their facility a few days ago. Yes, the creativity we saw there was impressive. But you are under investigation now. The integrity is at stake. You must prove that Bobrisky at no time was he taken out of the facility. The officer before you has shown that the 10 days he spent in the medium security facility had a history of visitors. Can you also prove that when he was taken to the maximum security prison, he has a history of his visitors? Thank you.
Thank you. It's Chairman. Yes, the first question about the suspension of the two deputy controllers. I can confirm that there's a press release from our board suspending 4 officers, including the two that are heading to the medium and maximum. But as I speak now, they are yet to be served with a formal official letter about the suspension. That's why they are still in full use. Because of the allegations, allegations of corruption invested of Bobrisky. It's around. I'm speaking of the this is the deputy controller.
Can you conclude?
Yes, I will provide respect. Mr. Chairman and co-chairman, I'd like to reiterate the fact that we did our job to the best of our ability. And Bobrisky had been in custody from the 12th of April to the 5th of August when he was properly discharged. In both freedom and maximum facility curriculum, we have impeccable records of all the management, including visitors. One, the biometric of Bobrisky is in maximum, is in medium, and is in Ikori. Those documents are before they come. We brought back some of them much earlier. And I thought they shared it to members of the committee.
Are you telling us on oath now that you did not collect any money to effect that transfer, urgent transfer you did with your official car.
Mr. Chairman, for logistic challenge, I'd like to inform this committee. I've had cause severally to use my official operational car for court duty. At times, I took a vehicle from Ikoyi when I was controller from Alagon Police to go to Ikoyi to assist because of the challenge of active shortage of them. So it was not out of place for me to, and given the fact that it was next door to move to the paving. If I didn't do that, the Controller General would have sanctioned me because he asked me to address this matter. Let's not think this story that was trying.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's have the man in charge of maximum. Let's have the man in charge of maximum.
Mr. Chairman, may I have your permission to put him on out, sir? Mr. Chairman, sir. Aye.
This is you solemnly swear that the evidence that I give to this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So,
Please, you have 10 minutes.
all protocol things. I, this is took over the maximum of their safety on the 9th of June 2024 on transfer from main prison to I'm not the one that received for this on transfer from video. It was received by a retired EFCC who I took over from. God is alive. And I managed Idris Oguneye under my work from the 9th of June till 5th of August when they discharged him accordingly. Discharge warrant, the discharge certificate is here, submitted. The original warrant, it is here, submitted as well. And I took pay gather all the receipt cards right away from the month of April, May, June, and July. Because the red ones are in there. All these documents were submitted, sir.
Okay, Patrick.
Thank you, my chair. Esteemed colleagues. Well, unfortunately, this is not supposed to be your question. I have argued it with your superior. Since you're here. Now, it seems a caricature of the Nigerian Correctional Service that there will be a press release suspending officers and your superior steps up here or steps out here and says they've not been personally served until they are still in uniform. Is that how it works?
Sir, this is a regimental service. If you are not very questionable of one might say the best thing to do. Honestly, it's like everybody had on the paper on here that myself and my colleague from New York are suspended. But up to today, there's no letter to be prepared.
Have you taken steps to verify if you are still in service or suspended from service as a dutiful officer?
As a dutiful officer, if somebody is on suspension that is entering such a custodial institution with immediate effect, that will be somebody to replace him. So far as nobody is here to take over for me, I should maintain the ground for the safety of the country.
So can you confirm that suspension was a pass?
Not yet on that, but as on paper, I hope.
No, are you confirming? I think that is important. Are you confirming to this parliament that the suspension was fake? What paper? The press by Faculty of Nigerian Correctional Service. Do you know the officer that signed the suspension? What? Do you know? There are not I'm aware of any suspension.
I'm aware of this. Like I said, suspending myself. My colleague.
You confirm that suspension was banned. Yes or no?
Today, the pity for the country now today. Everything is put on
So that we can, on the issue of EFCC, we just hear from the prosecutor and also hear from the man representing the chairman.
That's the order of the presentation. We are in Secretary, Civil Defense Correction, Fire and Immigration Board, Jafaru, Ahmed here. Jafaru Ahmed, the board secretary. Jafaru Ahmed. With your permission, Mr. Chairman, can I invite the controller, Nigeria Correctional Service, Mr. Aliru Nababa, to kindly come over the city to the
Audio man. Stella.
Audio man.
My name is My name is Bobrisky has served his sentence. Actually true. There is no time that Bobrisky end the outside. The federal issue of precious. The officer confirmed were duly suspended by the board to give way to the investigation. That's what we have now. Their letters will come to the because it was on Friday. Letters will come to the board. That's all.
Also very.
Do I have the permission to invite the next may I humbly invite Mr. Rotimi Oyedepo, the SAC, the EFCC Prosecutor. Rotimi Oyedepo. Mr. Chairman, sir.
Now, all right. Honorable Chairman and Co-Chairman, Mr. Rotimi Oyedepo, I think there's a bit of a mix-up here. Rotimi Oyedepo isn't the prosecutor who handled this case in court. The prosecutor is here. Yes, not Rotimi Oyedepo. So if the committee wants her to make a presentation, she's here, but not Rotimi Oyedepo. She was not the one. But I would like to also. Yes, the prosecutor is here. Yes. Thank you.
What's her name?
Before we take this thing to her, the Controller General, you have to make available the CCTV camera recordings showing Mr. Idris in the correctional facility in that maximum within that duration. You have to prepare it and also tender it to us when he arrived at the facility and when he was discharged. Take note of that.
Mr. Chairman, can we proceed? Please, see after me.
I, Ichisu Buhari, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give to this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Honorable Chairman, sir, and honorable members of the committee, standing on unexisting protocol. Sir, the special duty legal of the Lagos Directorate received the case file of Idris Okuneye, aka Bobrisky, on the 4th of April 2024. After receipt of the case file, my team sat down to come up with the case plan and proceed with the case. That in the course of carrying out the commission, in a bid to curb the mutilation and naira abuse, set up a special task force to look into this offense. And Bobrisky was apprehended in the course of it. Sir, in the case file, the statement of the ex-convict confessed inter earlier that Bob Express is not registered with school that special control unit against money laundering, because I'm not aware of it. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse, which informed our decision to charge him for not rendering returns contrary to the Money Laundering Act, Section 6(1), and punishable under Section 19 of the same Act. However, on the 5th of April 2024, we moved a motion for the Honorable Court to hear the matter because it was a petition matter, and we were granted leave to proceed with trial. Notwithstanding the unequivocal confession of ex-convict convicting essential ingredients in counts 5 and 6 of the charge, and having indicated willingness to plead guilty to counts 1 and 4 of the charge, which has to do with mutilating of the naira currency, the prosecution in total fidelity and conduct its oath and strict adherence to professional practice of not only disclosing exculpatory documents in defense, having received a report of investigation activities from SCUMO, which showed that Bob Express is not a designated non-financial business and profession, decided to drop counts 5 and 6 of the charge in the interest of justice and fair hearing, without any inducement or prompting of any sort from the defense, and in line with the mandate of the Special Task Force against naira abuse. We attached the response from SCUMO. We also attached the charge showing counts 1 to 6. There was no amendment of charge. The dropping of counts 5 and 6 was done in court because the ex-convict elected to plead guilty to counts 1 and 4, which had to do with naira abuse. In any event, counts 5 and 6, which had to do with not rendering returns to SCUMO, showed that it was not the Bob Express which he used to pay. It's not a designated non-financial business and profession. That's what informed our decision to drop count 5 and 6. An amendment of charges is not alien to practice, particularly sections 216 of Act 2015. It is also noteworthy that the alteration made by the prosecution did not contravene any provision of extant policies of the Commission and its standard operating procedures. We have amended the charges severally in court when the need arises. Steps taken by the prosecution in this proceeding, dropping counts 5 and 6, which is akin to amendment of the charges, can take place at any time before judgment. It's not alien, as the Commission has, in numerous instances, had cause to amend, add, or subtract from the body of the counts of the charge preferred against defendants, and this will not be the last. We attached records of proceedings of the court showing how we arranged the defendant in the court. To show that the ex-convict was there was no cohort between prosecution and defense. The ex-convict even appealed the judgment of the court. If there was any interaction or any agreement, he would have gotten what he wanted and he couldn't have appealed. We also have the notice of appeal by ex-convict attached to her. We also attached a copy of the charge, the record of proceedings, and the member section special task force that investigated the case of the ex-convict. I want to state categorically that there was no form of financial inducement to any member of the commission, especially the prosecution team in respect of this matter. All we did was carry out our duty as regards to our core values of professionalism and the ethics that I took as a legal practitioner to prosecute and not prosecute anybody. I must be.
Are you done? Okay, can you send out the documents you have? Okay, dear colleagues, do you have anybody who wants to ask? The two count charges. Okay, can you explain more why the money laundering charges why it was dropped?
Okay, sir. As I said earlier, when we were analyzing the case file to prepare our charges, the purpose of the charges in the first place was to charge for naira abuse and mutilation of naira currency. But then the defendant confessed that Bob Express, he attached his statement wherein he preferred this confession. Then Bob Express is not registered with SCUMO, Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering. And knowing that we can convict on a confessional statement, we went ahead to include counts 5 and 6 in the charge. But when he elected to plead guilty in court in the morning, and having at the back of our mind response from the Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering, saying that the Bob Express that we're charging for not rendering returns is not qualified to be a designated non-financial business and profession as provided under the Money Laundering Act.
Is it clear now? Okay. Do we have any other person? Okay. If we don't have any other person, I think EFCC, what they have is the main allegation against them is dropping of this charge. That they collected money to drop the money laundering charge, which she has said emphatically that they did not collect money. It's left for the committee to do our own investigation to know what they are saying, whether it's the fact or not. She has also said originally it was 6 counts. They were charging for 6 counts, but she has explained why they had to drop the money laundering charge. So on that note, dear colleagues, the day is fast spent. I want one of us to move that we adjourn. Okay. Okay.
Mike, come on, give him the mic.
Okay, can you yeah.
That is all. Oh, sorry, sir.
I do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give to this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So that the chairman and the co-chair of the Joint Committee for the investigation of this disturbing allegation of corruption against the EFCC and other government agencies. I stand here today. My name is Michael, the Chief of Staff to the Executive Chairman. I stand to represent him. He says his sincere apologies for not being here due to the exigencies of duty at King College, though he will have wished to be here. The letter of investigation into this very deep and disturbing allegation, we would like to just make this presentation on behalf of the Executive Chairman very quickly. Our attention was drawn to the viral video published by one Martins, Vincent Ute, aka Verydarkman VDM, wherein Idris Olarowaju, Okeneya, aka Bobrisky, and ex-convicts alleged that the officials of the commission received the sum of 15 million naira to drop money laundering counts in charge FRN versus Okuneye Idris Olarowaju. In the same video, the publisher, the Verydarkman, revealed that Bobrisky made this presentation to an undisclosed friend of his, whom he intended to receive a financial support from. Attached here is a copy of the charge we have marked as Enclosure 1. Given the gravity of the offense, which touches on our core value as a commission, it touches seriously on our core value, and we do not take kindly to the integrity of the commission, one of the best all over the world and in Africa. For our integrity to be touched. Given this value of integrity, courage, professionalism, and collaboration, the Executive Chairman promptly constituted a team to investigate the claim and equally issued a statement through his various social media accounts to that effect. While the investigation is still ongoing, the Executive Chairman received from this Honorable House an invitation directing his appearance and the concerned officers of the Commission before this Honorable Committee for an investigative hearing. Upon close scrutiny and analysis of that video that gave rise to this investigative hearing, the Commission observed the following: that the published and widely circulated video contained a private conversation between the ex-convict and a yet-to-be-identified individual who, in an attempt to obtain monetary benefit, alleged the compromise of the officers of the Commission, the Nigerian Correctional Service, a private legal practitioner, Femi Falana SAN, and a private and Faz, the bad guy. That in an attempt to induce and convince the yet-to-be-identified individual into parting with his money, the ex-convict alleged that the sum of 15 million naira was demanded by the officers of the Commission to drop the count of money laundering counts in counts 5 and 6 of the charge sheet, and that he could not transfer the said sum from his account because of the investigation, thereby inferring that the said account was frozen. That at the time he was demanding for this money and claimed his accounts were frozen or under investigation, the Commission never, at no time in the course of investigation, placed the account of the ex-convicts under postal debit. His account was never frozen throughout that period. of investigation. Whereas the ex-convict mentioned the names of his friends who raised various sums of money and credited same to the account of his brother. The names of the officers of the commission that allegedly collected the bribe were not disclosed by the ex-convicts. Also, the mode, the place, date and time of the delivery of the alleged bribe, or to an account where it was paid, was not disclosed by the ex-convicts. Arising from the above observation, the Commission wishes to state categorically as follows. In view of the prevalent nature of the currency, mutilation and abuse of the naira, which has been expressly criminalized by Section 21 of the CBN Act 2027, the Commission, in a bid to curb the said offences and in the discharge of its statutory duty, set up a special task force via a memo by the executive chairman to all its directorates. Now, attached here, which is also a copy of the said memo marked as enclosure 2. As a result of the setting up of this special task force and the vigorous sensitization, investigation and prosecution, a number of convictions were secured, which has significantly stemmed this dangerous tide of abuse of the naira. I mean, to which all Nigerians are witness today. It was in the course of carrying out its mandate that the special task force of the Commission Lagos Directorate received intelligence which revealed 4 different videos of gross abuse of the naira notes perpetrated by the ex-convicts, which warranted his investigation and prosecution. That on the 12th of April 2024, the ex-convicts, while undergoing investigation, in his extrajudicial statement, confessed clearly inter alia, Bob Express is not registered as SCUMO, Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering. I'm not aware. Hence the inclusion of count 5 and 6, due to his own confession that Bob Express is not registered. So the prosecutors had to now include all of this and then did a further check on that. Now, in the body of the charge, this was included wherein the defendant, now ex-convict, was alleged to have failed to submit to SCUMO a declaration of his activity, which is contrary to Section 6.1 of the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022 and punishable under Section 19 of the same Act, in addition to the substantive offence of tampering with the naira note as contained in count 4, for count 1 to 4. However, on the 5th of April 2024, notwithstanding the unequivocal confession of the ex-convict, admitting the essential evidence in count 5 and 6 of the charge, and having indicated willingness to plead guilty to count 1 and 4 of the charge, the prosecution, in total fidelity and candor to his oath and strict adherence to professional practice of not disclosing documents to their defense, having received a report of the investigation and activities from SCUMO, which showed that Bob Express is not in designated non-financial business and profession, decided to drop counts 5 and 6 of the charge in the interest of justice and fair hearing, without any inducement or prompting of any sort from the defense, and in line with the memoranda of the special, with the mandates of the special task force against naira abuse. We have this also attached here and marked as Annexure 3. That the Honourable House is invited to note that alteration, amendment, addition of charges is known to law. Very known to law. Particularly Section 216 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. It also noteworthy to note that it is also noteworthy here to note that the alteration made by the prosecution did not contravene any provision of the external policies of the Commission, nor a standard operating procedure. That in the steps taken by the prosecution in proceeding to drop count 5 and 6, which is akin to amendment of the charges, can take place at any time before judgment, is not alien, as the Commission has in numerous instances caused charges to be amended. You can see our attachment as enclosure 4. The Honourable House is urged to use this constitutional power to ensure that corruption and other vices are exposed, investigated, prosecuted, and also ensure that patriotic and dedicated officers are not blackmailed, demonized, and demoralized for faithfully serving and carrying out their lawful duties. That the Commission has been consistent in its advocacy, calling on all public with credible information on any alleged act of corruption involving any of the staff to come forward with evidence. This, the public is urged to do responsibly. Short of the ex-convicts and other accusers openly naming the officers of the Commission to whom they alleged gave the bribe of 15 million naira in order to reduce and influence the dropping of counts 5 and 6 of the charge, bordering on money laundering. It is reasonable to infer that the ex-convict merely made up the story to convince the yet to be identified person he was speaking with in order to obtain financial favor under the pretext by dropping the name of the Commission. We wish to draw the attention of the Honourable House to the fact that the onus of proving this grievous allegation against officers of the Commission rests squarely on the accusers in this case, the ex-convicts and the Verydarkman. It is noteworthy that the Commission extends an invitation to the ex-convict and the Verydarkman to come and assist the Commission in unraveling the identities of the officers of the Commission to whom the alleged bribe of the sum of 15 million naira was paid. Regrettably, up till this moment, none of them have honored the invitation. While appreciating the seriousness attached to this incident and the noble steps taken by this Honourable House to unravel the truth contained in this allegation in the viral video for the sanctity of the institution and the nation Nigeria, the Commission wishes to assure this Honourable House and the general public that on our part, we are committed to getting to the root of this matter and appropriate actions will be taken accordingly. In conclusion, the Commission is appealing to the general public to desist from attaching parochial sentiment and unfounded assumption to actions taken by patriotic and dedicated officers in the course of discharging their duties in the interest of the nation. Accept the assurances of the Executive Chairman, highest regards. Thank you.
No.
We will be presenting a copy of this presentation and all of the attachments to this.
Just hand it over to the clerk.
Thank you.
We have all listened to the chairman presented by his chief of staff. Let us, Honorable David.
The main of David and Adam, representing once again, Mr. Chairman, co-chairman, honorable colleagues, the officers of the Operational Center, the chief of staff to the EFCC, and other distinguished representatives here. I haven't heard your submission on behalf of the chairman of EFCC. We were already at the closed section towards the point of chairman of this committee to make something before this was submission. I would have loved this submission to come before the prosecutor. Like you already know, we are all here to make sure that justice is served. Secondly, we are all here to make sure that our institutions that are trying their best to put this country in a better shape, just like Mr. President have assured us of the beautiful agenda that we are all in, to make sure that these things go on well. That's why we are all seated here. Thirdly, for me, as a member of this committee, I've already made my submission to chairman. Some of these whole allegations and whatever have been said today is centered on one person, and that is Mr. Okunaya. I don't want to mention the other one if I mention. It's he. I don't know him.
even what is written here is he. So I am going by what I think you are looking for. I will send you back to Adam. So he centers on him, and I want to submit this way, that this investigation will have more meaningful impact when we have him on the ground before us. Secondly, to have the alleged person who is in that tube of that conversation, that they were all communicating together on the floor. With all these people, then we'll be able to really see what is really happening, so that they can look into our book and say, this Mr. A was whom this was given to, Mr. B this was given to. So I will want you to also have yourself in that, in terms of those issues of dropping count charges or not. It's also on that same Mr. Idris to authenticate. We have heard from every quarter. So, Mr. Chairman, I want to submit that we adjourn to have Mr. Idris on ground, and then with the other counterpart we discuss with. We already have Vincent on ground. We have already all the submissions have been made, so that it will help us to get to the root of this, and then we'll leave it at all. Thank you so much.
Okay, if you want to say something at least, let us allow him to say something. Are you asking a question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, just 1 minute.
No.